to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be continuing the wedding series on this channel by going to our official wedding dinner menu tasting. So even though our wedding isn't scheduled until next year in 2026, the venue has already released their official 2026 menu, so we were able to look through it and decide on what we want our wedding dinner to be already. For our 4-course menu, we're going to be trying the following 8 dishes. The first one is going to be a ceviche with a passion fruit dressing and crispy wheat flakes on top. And the other fish option we're going to be trying for our first course is going to be a lightly smoked trout with crispy vegetables and an herbal cream sauce. For our second dish, we're going to be trying 2 different types of soup. The first one will be a creamy artichoke soup with bacon and croutons, and the other one is going to be a creamy mushroom soup with croutons. And for our main course, we're going to be trying a roasted duck breast with mashed potatoes and port wine sauce, followed by a roasted beef tenderloin with roasted potatoes and cream sauce. And for our 4th dish, we're going to be sampling 2 different desserts. The first one is something they call a chocolate plate, which is going to have a creme brulee, a white chocolate, a dark chocolate mousse, and a passion fruit sorbet. The second dessert is going to be a caramel tart with roasted peanuts, blackcurrant sorbet, and a mango foam. So yeah, it's a lot of food, but we're going to be trying it all and hopefully somehow narrow it down to just 4 finalists, which will end up being our official wedding menu. I think in general though, it'll just be really nice to go back to the venue. So far, we've only been there twice before, and both times were quite a while ago at this point. Plus, I'm just really looking forward to having a bit of a date night with my fiance. I think it'll be really nice to just go and have this kind of private dinner deep in the mountains at our wedding venue, tasting what will be our future wedding dinner. It's just really fun to think about, and I think it'll be a really good day. So without further ado, let's go taste our wedding dinner menu. It's super lemony. I like the crunchy bits though.
It's not very basic.
Yeah. Let's switch. Mine is basically like a very lemony fish salad. There's a lot of smells going on here.
Ja. Cevichen bedre I hvert fall.
It is?
Ja, jeg synes.
Okay, I'm gonna try this with like the little cream. I was not expecting it to be warm.
Nei, kanskje det.
It also tastes so much like salmon. I don't know. I think this one might be better, even though it looks weird. Because this one is just only like lemon flavor, basically. And I do like this flavor. There's like the cream, and then the salty fish, and then the veggies, and then this one is all just like a general soury salad flavor.
Ja.
This is the bacon artichoke soup. That's what I thought it was going to taste like.
Okay.
It's nice and salty. It's like really salty and good. Those croutons are super good. And the bacon is just like salty yumminess. All right, so the mushroom soup.
Artichoke was better.
This is like, well, it's like more liquidy, of course. So it's just not as salty, not as savory in the same way.
I think this is too salty.
I still like it more, I think.
Den her, ja. Jeg liker den her med. Den kunne vært bitte litt mindre salt. Det er eneste
Are we supposed to like critique the recipes and everything?
Ja, det kan vi fint gjøre.
But I'm seeing like a pattern with my choices. They're all very savory and a little salty. But you also got to think, people will have been drinking for like some hours now, so salt is like really good. Okay, so we have the duck. I like the color on all the meats. I wonder if every single plate gets the little drumstick and the...
Yeah.
Really?
Like I said, this is going to
one
be
duck for.
This is going to be as close as possible. To
Okay, the skin is quite thick. Okay, I'm gonna just do the meat with the sauce now. It's not dry, but it's not like melt in your mouth, you know?
Okay.
That's really good sauce. Okay, another potato.
No, I see.
I like the potato. It's very creamy, buttery, like you said. And then some of these veggies. We got carrot, spinach, I think an onion. This wine sauce is very good though. I think the vegetables will be the same on both.
Yeah.
I want to try yours though.
Of course.
Yeah. And the red wine. The beef tenderloin. I mean, it is like thinner than I thought. I thought it was going to be more like a sirloin cut or something.
Initially alcohol.
This meat is juicier.
I like the presentation this more.
Yeah, I like the potato on the duck more. I mean, obviously a flat sauce is a lot more basic. I think the duck will add more different like flavor profiles with the sauce because you have this flat sauce tastes so much like the artichoke soup, just savory, really salty. So I think it would be good to have like the salty soup, the sour ceviche,
kind of two different meats even.
Exactly, like the kind of like sweet, savory, bitter wine sauce on the meat, and the potato I just liked a lot more. Like this one's texture is a little funny with it being grated, whereas I like that one. Like it's almost like if a croissant was a potato. Yeah, this one just kind of tastes like mac and cheese or something almost. Yeah, and the sauce is just pure salty sauce kind of. I just think if they could put this meat in that plate, it'd be perfect. I don't know, was the middle more juicy or?
A tiny bit more.
Okay, I want to try.
Try it? Yeah.
Yeah, because so far every bite in this has been perfect, I'd say. Yeah, it's not as juicy.
It feels a very safe beef tenderloin. It's very safe.
Yeah, this meat is a lot better. Like, okay, eat a bite of that, and then I'll feed you a bite of this one. And then you can really like taste just how much more juicy this one is. Eat.
Okay.
I'm gonna try my caramel tart. It's a lot more liquid than I thought. It's like a liquid caramel. I was expecting, or like a cheesecake where it's like solid.
It very much depends what kind of caramel it is. If it's, I assume they would be leche.
Exactly. It's that good blackcurrant ice cream. And this is like a mango marshmallow, basically. That's good mango.
I've tried it all now.
It's good when you eat it all together. But I think we could just do it without the nuts. Because I don't taste the nuts like at all.
Same.
And I don't think it's like the safest.
It's worth it.
And that mango foamy thing is really good.
It is. It's also different. That's more fascinating than this is. This is just ice cream.
Yeah, it's just too sweet to go with it. You need like a coffee instead of a dessert wine. Or even just water is better, I think. I don't know. What are your final thoughts though? Because I was literally expecting more like a caramel cheesecake kind of tart. Not a dulce de leche.
Agreed.
Maybe we should try the other desserts too. The chocolate plate. We could literally just ask to have the chocolate mousse without the coconut if you don't like it. Ooh, creme brulee. That's good. Passion fruit ice cream. It's a little too sour for me.
Let's try several things together and give that.
Yeah, I also don't like the coconut. Also, it's not super chocolatey. It's mostly just like, you know, when you have unsweetened dark chocolate, that's kind of what it tastes like. I think I like the caramel thing more.
Yeah?
I think so. I think the flavors just match better all together, whereas nothing really goes together here. Because I tried like the passion fruit ice cream with the chocolate mousse, and even that was like not the best. The creme brulee is really good, but like the rest that don't really match. Okay, so we have the wedding cake, chocolate mousse, and passion fruit mousse. Chocolate. Very dark chocolate. And then we have passion fruit. Sweet and sour. So we're officially back from our wedding dinner menu tasting. So I wanted to give you guys a review of all of the food that we had and let you know what we decided to have for our official wedding dinner menu. Also, just as a side note, I really recommend that if you are going to your own wedding dinner menu tasting to bring a piece of paper and a pen so that you can take notes on all of the different dishes you're trying. So that's exactly what we did. I printed out this paper guide with a list of all of the different things that we had pre-ordered to try, and then we were able to scribble in a bunch of notes in here about our thoughts while we were eating them, and it really came in handy because after we were done with the entire dinner menu tasting, the venue coordinator came over and we were able to have a big discussion with him about which ones we liked, which ones we didn't, and also gave him some notes on how they could adjust some of the dishes so that it tasted better. But yeah, I'm going to read through my notes now and give you a bit of a review over everything we tried and what we ended up really liking. So our first dish was the ceviche with the passion fruit dressing, cucumber, and these crunchy like crouton wheat things. While eating this, it was a cold dish. Basically think of it like a fishy salad, but it was very sour. So we did give them the note that if they made it for our wedding, that they just add less of the passion fruit dressing because apparently that is what was giving it that really strong sour flavor. The second food we tried was the smoked trout, and this was a bit of a deconstructed dish, which I was rather surprised about. It came with a bunch of crispy vegetables, a really salty smoked trout, which almost looked like a salmon, and then this white dollop of herbal cream. I thought it was going to be more of a liquid cream sauce, but it ended up being almost like a cream cheese or more of like a butter texture. So between the ceviche and the trout, it was a rather hard decision, but in the end, we ended up going with the ceviche just because we thought it was a different flavor profile to the rest of the courses that would precede it. Because even though I liked the taste of the trout dish a bit more, it was just really salty and was going to taste very similar to the following dishes, which were also hearty, saltier things. So we thought it would be better to switch it up a little bit and go for a cold, more sour starter and then work our way towards the heavier and more saltier dishes later on in the meal. Next up, we tried almost 2 identical dishes. One was a mushroom soup with croutons, and the other one was an artichoke soup with bacon and croutons. These both looked super similar, but we actually preferred the artichoke soup. It was just saltier, it was rounder overall with the yummy bacon that really added like a pop of flavor to it, and it was thicker and heartier, whereas the mushroom soup was more liquidy and it just didn't have the extra flavor that the artichoke soup had. Those were our 2 starters that we tried. Then we moved on to the main dishes. Our first dish we tried was a duck with grated potatoes and a port wine sauce and vegetables, of course. And the other one we tried was a beef tenderloin with a creamy gravy sauce, a different type of potato, and also the same vegetables. So this was really hard to decide, but in the end, we kind of liked both. When it came to the duck, we thought that the meat was a little chewy and not quite as moist as we would have preferred, but the port wine sauce was just to die for. And the potato was super buttery and just very delectable. Then when it came to the beef tenderloin, I wasn't a super big fan of the sauce. It really just tasted like a plain salty gravy with no other depth to it. And also I didn't like the texture of the potato. It was really mushy, kind of like tasted like noodles or something, which is weird to say, but the meat was really, really good on the beef tenderloin. It was super thinly sliced, it was really juicy and delicious, and overall just a much better cut of meat than the duck. So after trying both, we actually ended up talking with the venue coordinator and asked if we could have the meat from the beef tenderloin in the sauce of the duck dish with the same potato on the duck dish. And they were okay with that, which is really great. And that leads us to the dessert course. So for our dessert course, we tried 2 different desserts and then also got to sample the wedding cake. The first dessert we tried was called a chocolate plate, and this actually had a mini creme brulee, a passion fruit sorbet, and then also a dark chocolate mousse with coconut around it. To be honest, I was only a fan of the creme brulee on the plate. The passion fruit sorbet was way too sour, and the coconut texture on the dark chocolate mousse was just a little weird for me. It didn't have a lot of sugar in it. It basically just tasted like pure 100% dark cocoa, and that was it. The other thing we tried was the caramel tart, and this was also different than I expected. It was actually more of a dulce de leche tart, so it was a very liquidy, melting caramel rather than a like caramel cheesecake, which is more what I expected. But I absolutely loved the sides that came with the caramel tart. It had a black currant sorbet, and it also had this mango fluffy foam, and those 2 together were just to die for. In the end, we're going to go tentatively with the caramel tart for now, but there were some other desserts that they have on their menu that we didn't end up trying. So we're thinking we'll have to go back and try the other desserts to see if we like something better, but for right now we're putting caramel tart as the winner. And finally, we got to sample the wedding cake. They only have 1 flavor of wedding cake that you can choose, and you're required to have the wedding cake with them. And if you do that, then you can bring other desserts of your own fruition free of charge. But if you don't go for their wedding cake, then you have to pay like a per person fee for every single extra dessert you bring. So we decided to just go with the included wedding cake, which was a chocolate and passion fruit mousse cake. This is really light and fluffy, which I think is exactly what we want, considering we're also going to be doing a dessert table and going to be having a 4-course meal with dessert included there as well. In addition to all the dishes, we also got to try the wines, which I wasn't expecting, and the non-alcoholic versions. So instead of a white wine and a red wine, the non-alcoholic versions had a apple juice and then had this raspberry cherry juice, which tasted a lot like wine as well. And that's really important because we do have some people coming to the wedding who do not drink alcohol. But overall, it was a really wonderful experience, and I'm so glad we got to go and try our wedding menu. But in other wedding news, we finalized our wedding invitations. So that's super exciting, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a preview of them right now. So we have these forest green envelopes that I got online, and that's kind of matching all of the colors that we're using for the wedding. The theme is kind of Norway, so just think really deep forest greens and mountains and fjords. That's sort of our overall vibe. On the inside of the envelope, I'll have to show you. I made this envelope liner. I found a watercolor print of a fjord, and then I custom made our letter initials as a seal on the top. and I think it turned out really nice. Then you get to the actual invitation itself, and this also turned out very beautiful. I got this really nice cover to put all of the pieces of paper inside and then tied it off with a green ribbon and a gold wax seal sticker. These were a lot more affordable than the actual wax seal, and I also don't really trust myself with hot wax, so this was a great alternative. So here are our wedding invitations. This is our save the date. I think it turned out really, really cute. And then we have the official invite. It's also a watercolor theme that I designed myself that's meant to look like the nature of Norway. We have our welcome party invitations, which I think turned out super cute. It's gonna be a bonfire with s'mores and hot dogs, super excited. And we're including a map of the location. So this is where we were today for the dinner tasting, and it is actually on their website. They already had a watercolor map of it, so I just customized that, and we're gonna use this for our invitations. And apart from that, we also have RSVP cards included in our invitations, but I'm not going to be showing that just because it has a QR code for our wedding website as well as some date details. That is our wedding invitation package. Super cute, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I can't wait to send these to all of our friends and family. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. It's been such a dream getting to enjoy being engaged and going through all the steps in the process of planning a wedding. It's been really just the most amazing time in all of our lives, and I'm so glad that you could come along for it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in next week's video. Bye guys!